What is up, YouTube family? We are back at it again. We are in the new year. Welcome to 2024. Happy New Year. And what a happy new year it was, because I won the motherfucking football pool this week or this past week. And it was a wonderful New Year's and a wonderful celebration because I locked it in right before the ball dropped. What a wonderful way to end 2023 and start the new year of 2024 with a couple $100 in my pocket, you dig? And I was starting to get a little worried because I never go a full season without winning the football pool, you know what I'm saying? So I had to make my mark. And I had been screwing up the picks all year long. It was a tough ass year to be making picks. I was telling y'all all year, be very careful about betting and making picks this year because it was so much parity in the league. You didn't know who was going to show up and do what from week to week, game to game. So I finally broke through, got me a win, got my money, and now I'm going to try to double up and get back-to-back wins on this last week of the year. But before we get into that, and I'm going to take y'all through all the playoff scenarios, and we're going to break this thing all the way down. But let's go through the week and see what transpired. Let's see how I got this money. So you had the Jets at the Browns. We pretty much knew that Cleveland was going to go in there and handle business. Joe Flacco, Joe Cool. It's been an amazing comeback story. It's awesome to watch, and especially for the Cleveland Browns. You know what I'm saying? They need some glory, man. They need some shine. They need some wins. They need some playoff action up there. You know what I'm saying? I thought the whole Deshaun Watson thing was going to be a fiasco, and it hasn't worked out for the best for them. But giving him all that money, I thought was going to doom them for years to come. And to see them get this success, even with making those moves, is pretty amazing. You know, they definitely going to get Coach of the Year. And it's cool to see them bounce back with everything that's been going on. They had all those injuries, all the quarterback. They're the only team to have like 4 quarterbacks in 1 year and still make the playoffs. That's pretty incredible, you know. So to see them still make the playoffs, even with Deshaun gone, and to see them actually playing better with him gone, is pretty ironic, right? To see them bring in Joe Cool and to see that run that they've been on, it's been pretty cool to watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they could do. They're going to have to play on the road. This win guaranteed them the playoff spot, so they are in the playoffs, which is dope. And they got the 5th spot locked in. So they're going to have to go on the road to play somebody, but I guarantee you, whoever they play, they are not going to want to see. They are not going to want to see the Browns, for sure. You know, they're going to be a problem. I would not be surprised if they upset whoever they play in that first round. And the Ravens, yeah, well, they won't play the Ravens because Ravens got that first round bye with the 1 seed. But if the Browns make it to that second round, it's going to be real fun to see. Next game was the Lions at the Cowboys, and everybody's been talking about it all week, the controversial call, but I don't give a damn about what y'all saying. This is the first time where I was happy to see Dallas win because I picked them to pull this game out, and this was the game that really got me the money. So it's real wild being that I'm the number 1 Cowboy hater of all time, to see them pull this out and win me the money. It's crazy that I needed Dallas fucking ass to win to get me the money. And it looked like I got some Dallas Cowboy shit on, but I guarantee you I don't. Even though I was finally happy for the first time in Cowboy history, I was happy that they won a game. This is a shout out to my godmother, who's the number one Cowboy fan in the world. And I said, I don't pick with my heart, but this week I picked with hers, and it came through. And you see the controversy it came with. Man, I'm so glad I didn't watch this game, because I would have been forced to have to pull for Dallas, and I never do that. I was just letting that shit ride, let the chips fall where they may. But once I doubled back and saw the controversy that it came with, that shit was crazy, man. And I really like the Lions. You know, normally I would be pulling for the Lions in this game, but when you got money on the line, I don't care about, feelings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they play in the playoffs, I will be picking the Lions, because the Lions going to want some revenge, and you know how the Cowboys be giving it up in the playoffs. But yeah, man, that was a controversial call, and it's going to create some drama in the playoffs, I think. We had the Titans at the Texans. CJ Stroud is back, so they on their shit again, and now I picked them, playing at home, of course, to beat the Titans, and they handled business, whipped that ass pretty good, 26-3. And now they have a chance to play for the playoffs. It's one of those winning you're in type situations. I think they definitely need some help. But yeah, we're gonna go through the scenarios in a minute. The Falcons at the Bears. This was a lot of people picked the Falcons on this game right here. This game probably helped me win the money too, but I just felt like the Bears have been playing better. They playing at home. Falcons be a little shaky, and they definitely were shaking in this game. They lost 37-17, so they are not looking good, but they still got a chance to make the playoffs. It's crazy. At the Dolphins at the Ravens, this game right here. I picked the Ravens to win because they were playing at home, but I did not know they were going to whip ass like this, 56-19. Damn. See, that's the thing about the Dolphins, man. They got the explosive offense, but they just be losing to all the best teams. So it just shows that they ain't ready. Now they're going to get a chance to get in the playoffs and make some noise, but I just never believed in them that they were quite ready yet. They could shock some people in the playoffs. We'll see. Had the Saints at the Bucks. Pretty much everybody lost this game. Everybody thought the Bucks was going to win this game because they've been on a little hot streak, and they were playing at home, and the Saints been playing like shit. But Saints came out there and put it on them, and the Bucks they took a nasty little L right there. Now they got to go into the next week and they got to win. I think if they win, they're in. But we're going to go through the scenario and see. Patriots at the Bills. We pretty much knew that the Bills were going to handle business at home. It was closer than what we thought it would be, but they handled business. So we'll see what they're going to do for the playoffs. Well, there's no guarantee they're going to make the playoffs. If they lose, they could be all the way out. They could win the division if they win, but if they lose, they get dropped all the way out. That's crazy. Now, you had the Cardinals at the Eagles. The Eagles just been slumming out here lately. The Eagles have not been playing good ball as of late. They've been taking all kinds of L's, and they had this game. And once again, just like the Seattle game, they blew it right at the end. So people don't know what to make of this. The Eagles are not going into the playoffs the right way. Now, they still going in the playoffs, but they are not playing good ball right now. But you never know. They could flip that switch and turn it on in the playoffs and start whipping ass again. But it looked like they got some real problems. They are not playing up to par right now. Defense is just horrific right now. Panthers at the Jaguars. I mean, they didn't even score. Think the owner threw a drink on somebody. Totally pissed off. But I don't understand why he pissed. They've been sucking all year. So what's different? The fact that they didn't score at all? If anything, this is the sign that maybe you might want to go ahead and get another quarterback. I've been saying it all year, but if you're gonna stick with that guy, you might want to stay away from the drinks because you're gonna be spilling more drinks on people because y'all got more L's coming in future years. Trust me. Jags handled their business and now they got a chance to get in. The Raiders at the Colts. That was a tight game, but Colts handled their business at home, which I figured, and now they got a chance to get into the playoffs too. These teams are playing for their playoff lives, man. This is when it gets real fun, real interesting. Every game is close almost, and you're going to get every team's best shot right now. Yeah, the Rams at the Giants. That was a hell of a close game. Giants put up a fight. The Giants are better than what they look. Every time you think that they're like the sorriest team in the league, they put up a fight, man, So when they get everybody healthy and get their quarterback situation right, they're going to be a problem. But the Rams pulled it out. The Rams been balling lately, and they got a chance to get in the playoffs too now. 49ers at the Commanders. I mean, we knew what that was. We ain't even got to talk about that game. Steelers at the Seahawks. This was a crucial game for me. A lot of people picked Seattle because they were playing at home. But the way the Steelers had played last week, this was a gut. This was just one of those gut picks. I said the Steelers, Mike Tomlin was trying to, make sure he kept his streak intact by winning, having a winning record every year of his tenure. And they pulled that off, and now they got a chance to get in the playoffs. All that shit they was talking about Mike Tomlin a couple weeks ago. If he pulls this off and gets in the playoffs, man, it's going to be a whole lot of people eating crow with that one. That's crazy. The Bengals at the Chiefs. That was a tight one, but the Chiefs pulled it out. Chiefs have been struggling as of late, but they pulled that one out. That was big. They were losing at first, and I was worried because this game could have really cost me the money, and they came back and pulled it out. So thank you, Kansas City. This is my Super Bowl pick. Well, I mean, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. Well, I did pick them to win it. But then on the NFC side, I picked San Fran to get there. So the Chiefs are not looking up to par. They're looking real vulnerable right now. And but they're one of them teams that could turn it on in the playoffs. They got all the pieces that won the Super Bowl last year. So I'm still not counting them out. They're just not looking good. Like I wouldn't be putting my money on them right now. Chargers at the Broncos. Chargers are just a shell of themselves. So you can't pick them at all any week now. And the Broncos playing at home, even though they bench Wilson, they still pulled it out. That was a big game for me too. Packers at the Vikings. This one hurt me. I picked the Vikings to win this one, and I thought losing this game was going to lose me the money because when I saw the Packers jump out on the Vikings, it was looking bleak. But what ended up happening was I tied with somebody else who had picked the Packers, so that by him winning that game, it made us tie, but then it went to points, and he picked too many points. He went over. So I won the money. Thank you, whoever that was, for picking too many damn points. You got to know that on the point spread, you can't go over. That's one of the rules, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of keep that thing a little on the lower side. You can't jump out there too much. But yeah, man, that's what went down this week. It was a hell of a week for me, and it's going to set up an even funner week this week with all these playoff scenarios going down. So let's get into it. On the AFC side, the Ravens clinched the AFC North. They got home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the first round bye. Now, we're going to go back to something I said weeks and weeks ago. I've said it many times throughout these NFL recaps that nobody cares about what Buffalo is doing in the regular season. I think, once again, people forget that the regular season is not the Ravens' problem. It's the playoffs that's their problem. And now that they are no longer hiding under the radar and everybody knows how good they are and that they're the number one seed and they're looking like the most dominant team in the league, now the spotlight's back on them. So now that you got the number one seed and home field advantage, there are no more excuses for Lamar Jackson. He's going to get the MVP. And kudos to him because he held out for his money. And then he came out here and show and prove. And lo and behold, with them losing Mark Andrews, they actually look even better because now he's spreading the ball around instead of just forcing it to Mark Andrews to get his touches as the superstar tight end on that team, right? Now, what I said was I didn't believe that they could win the Super Bowl without Mark Andrews. Now, that's starting to look like I could be wrong on that, but we got to wait and see. Playoffs is a whole different season. It's a whole different animal. Now, the one thing that the Ravens fans can feel good about is that word is that Mark Andrews will come back for the playoffs. If they make it the second, third round, it's a possibility he could come back. So if he does come back, will that mess up the chemistry and force Lamar to force it to him again, or will he be able to just slide in and get in where he fits in type of thing? You know, it might make them even better. It should make them even better. And I think Lamar is smart enough to know that just because he comes back for that one game, to not go back to the old way, he's going to have a more well-rounded experience or more well-rounded calculation, if you will, to understand like, oh, I can use all my weapons now and still have Mark Andrews just here and there. You know, he's going to have the full buffet at his, right on his plate. You know what I'm saying? You just pick and choose whatever. They almost would be unstoppable if he comes back and they don't force it to him. So that could really take them over the hump and help them win the Super Bowl. And that's basically what I said. I said they can't win the Super Bowl without him. If he comes back and they got him, then that's a whole different ball game. But the way that they're playing, they might win it without him. You know what I'm saying? It remains to be seen. It's going to be fun to watch. Kansas City looks like they are going to have the second seed, the number 2 seed. They clinched the AFC West title, which would, let me see, who else you got here? You got the Cleveland Browns, who have locked in the 5th seed. So it's still some seeds up in the air here, because you got Miami, who's 11-5. If they win the division, they would have a better record than Kansas City. So then they would have the 2 seed, and Kansas City would move down. You got Buffalo here, who's playing at Miami. This is going to be the game of the week right here because they both got something to play for. Miami's in the playoffs, but it's just a matter of what seed they're going to be in. Now, you just had Tyreek Hill. They say he had a walking boot on, and his house just caught on fire. And they're saying that there might be some questionable things going on in his life, some baby mama drama maybe. Who knows what's going on over there? So that might be a distraction. They're playing at home, but don't be surprised if Buffalo pulls their win out. Miami has not been playing their best lately, and I believe I did pick Buffalo to win this game. So it says if Buffalo wins, they clinched the AFC East division, which would push Miami to a wild card spot. Wow. So they both could get in. But it also says they could clinch a win. They could clinch a wild card berth with a Pittsburgh loss, a Jacksonville loss, and Houston and Indianapolis tie. That's a lot. Don't think all of those are going to happen. Oh, no, it says a Pittsburgh loss or a Jacksonville loss, or Houston and Indy tie. So they got 3 different ways that they could get in as a wild card. That's a lot, man. Well, they got a lot of chances to get in, but it's a chance that all 3 of those things don't happen. I think I picked against all those things. I picked Pittsburgh to win. I picked Jacksonville to win. And Houston and Indy are not going to tie. So Buffalo pretty much needs to beat Miami to get in. And I think they will. But it's going to be fun to see. Houston Texans at Indianapolis. Man, this is another one, yo. This is going to be crazy. Houston clinches the AFC South title with Houston win and a Jacksonville loss. I got Jacksonville winning, so that's probably not going to happen. Or they could clinch a wild card spot if they win, or if they win and Jacksonville lost plus a Pittsburgh loss. So they basically just need to win. If they win, they'll get in. It's just a matter of where they get the division or the wild card. And as far as the Colts, they could clinch the AFC South title with the Indianapolis win and a Jacksonville loss, or an Indianapolis tie and that Jacksonville loss. That ain't gonna happen. So if they win, they still need help. The Colts. That's wild. As far as let's see. Okay, it says that they also could get a wild card spot if they win. Okay, so if they win, they get in too. They can either same thing with Houston. If they win, they get in. It's just a matter of a division title or a wild card spot. They can also get in if they win, they already in. Or they could tie in the Pittsburgh loss. That ain't gonna happen. Jacksonville, on the other hand, they would clinch the AFC South division title if they win, or they could clinch a wild card spot if they tie if they tie in a Pittsburgh loss, or a Pittsburgh loss and a Denver loss. That's a lot too. So all 3 of those teams, they all basically 3 of them got chances to get in. 1 of them ain't gonna make it. So whoever loses ain't gonna make it. And but they all playing each other. Who is Jacksonville playing? They playing they're playing at Tennessee. Now Tennessee, hey, don't sleep on Tennessee, because Mike Vrabel came out and said we are not laying down for Jacksonville. You know, they were going to try to win. You know how Mike Vrabel teams are. They play with a lot of pride. So don't be surprised if Tennessee come out there and put it on Jacksonville and get them out of there. And then the Colts and Houston get in. That's going to be wild to watch. We already know about Buffalo. They win the AFC East if they win. Let's see. But they could be all the way out. That's crazy. It just says Miami clinches the AFC title with a win. Okay. They're in either way, though. They've clinched a playoff berth. So they're either in or a wild card spot. Okay, Pittsburgh is at Baltimore. Now, Baltimore's resting all their players. And this is a Mike Tomlin coach team. So I got the pretty good feeling that Pittsburgh's going to come out there and win this game. Now, it's also a rival game, too. Baltimore ain't playing for nothing. They resting everybody. They ain't tripping about this game. They're like, you got to have this game. But Pittsburgh's going to come in there. They need to clinch a playoff spot. Pittsburgh win and a Buffalo loss. It's possible. Pittsburgh win and a Jacksonville loss. That's possible. Pittsburgh win or Houston Indy tie. That ain't gonna happen. Pittsburgh tie, Jacksonville lost. Man, all that. Nah, that's a bunch of bullshit. Jacksonville lost plus Denver win plus Houston Indy doesn't end in a tie. Man, that's a lot of crazy shit right there. So Buffalo basically just needs to win. And I think they will get in. Let's see here. What else we got here? Now, on the NFC side, San Fran's the number 1 seed. They got the first round bye and home field advantage. They've been playing a little shaky lately, but I think in the playoffs, we're going to see their best. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl on the NFC side, but it's going to be real interesting with these teams coming in here. You got the Lions have clinched the NFC North Division title, 11-5. Dallas is in the playoffs, but it still remains to be seen what spot they're going to get, because they can get wild card or the division title. Rams have a spot, but the seed is still up in the air. And the Eagles, same thing. So you got the Falcons at the Saints. Now, it says Atlanta clinches the NFC South Division title with Atlanta win and the Tampa Bay loss. Now they playing at New Orleans now. We just watched New Orleans whip Tampa Bay's ass. They got nothing to play for, but I know they would love to knock the Falcons out. That's a rival game. I think I picked the Falcons to win this game, but I might switch it. I think I'm going to switch this game to New Orleans, yo. Yeah. I got to see what everybody else picking. But then you got Dallas Cowboys at Washington. Dallas clinches the NFC East division title with a win, or or Philly loss. So, yeah, we pretty much know. So Dallas is going to be having something to play for. Now, Washington could come out and, they would love to put a dent on the Dallas Cowboys and send them to a wild card seed. But I don't see it. Dallas got something to play for. Plus, it's a rival game. I mean, you never know with these rival games. Just like with the Tennessee thing. A team that don't have nothing to play for, they could let it all hang out. Other team might be tight because they got something to play for. Well, I don't be surprised if Washington pull this game out. You know what I'm saying? But I picked Dallas to win it. Green Bay at Chicago. Damn. I ain't even know Green Bay could still get in the playoffs. Damn, they actually get a wild card spot. They would be 9-8 if they win. Wow. That's crazy. Let's see. Or they could get in with a Minnesota loss, plus a Seattle loss, plus a Tampa Bay loss. Wow. Or they could get in with a Minnesota loss, a Seattle loss, and a New Orleans loss. Yo, that's crazy. Who are they playing? They playing at Chicago. No, they playing at home versus Chicago. Man, that's another rivalry game. That's going to be fun to watch. It's a lot of shit on the line with Green Bay. Minnesota at Detroit. Holy shit. I did not. It says Minnesota can get in the playoffs. What the hell? They 7-9. They clinch a playoff berth with a Minnesota win, plus the Green Bay loss, plus a Seattle loss, plus a Tampa Bay loss. What the fuck? Or Minnesota win, plus a Green Bay loss, plus a Seattle loss, plus a New Orleans loss. Yo, we ain't never seen no shit like this before. This shit is crazy. And I don't believe Detroit got nothing to play for. Damn. I might have to go back and change that pick. Detroit has clinched they've clinched the NFC North, but they don't have their seed locked up yet. They still want to get the number 2 seed, so they gonna play. They gonna play some players. And Minnesota gonna be balling hard. Yo, that's damn. Yo, it's gonna be hell. Yo, I might not go to work this Saturday. I think I'm gonna sit back and just watch all this shit. New Orleans Saints at Atlanta. What the fuck? Hell no. New Orleans Saints are 8-8. It says the New Orleans fucking Saints can get in the playoffs with a New Orleans win and a Tampa Bay loss. Yo, that's crazy. So that's how crucial that New Orleans Tampa Bay game was last week. Damn. I'm going to have to go back and change my pick. They're going to beat Atlanta. That's crazy. They can win the NFC South or still get in with a wild card spot with a New Orleans win, Seattle loss, plus a Green Bay loss. Or a New Orleans tie plus Seattle loss and Green Bay loss. That's crazy. See, this is why we do this shit, because, you know what I'm saying, we got to go through it together and see what's really popping. Philadelphia Eagles at New York Giants, and the New York Giants ain't no slouch. They be playing teams hard as shit. And the way the Eagles been playing, this is no guarantee. They trying to clinch the NFC East division title with a Philly win and a Dallas loss, or a Philly tie and Dallas loss. Damn, that's wild. Seattle, they at Arizona. They can clinch a playoff berth with a Seattle win plus a Green Bay loss, or a Seattle tie plus a Green Bay loss plus a Tampa Bay loss, or a Seattle tie plus Green Bay loss plus New Orleans loss. This shit is crazy. I'm going to need to watch this guide as I'm watching the games to keep up with all this shit. It's crazy. Tampa Bay's at Carolina. They clinched the NFC South division title with a win. So win and they in. Or they'll get a wild card spot if they win plus a Seattle loss plus a Green Bay loss or tie. Damn. Woo. That's a lot of shit, y'all. This might be one of the most entertaining weeks of NFL football we've seen in a very long time. These playoff scenarios are crazy. I don't think I've ever seen it this crazy ever before in my life. All these different scenarios, all these different teams have chances. And it's crazy because even the sorry teams are playing for like draft position. It's crazy. Even the losers are playing for something. So this is real interesting, man. I think I'm going to have to sit back and just do nothing on Saturday and just watch all these games. Like, it's going to be real fun to watch. Well, I got a lot of shit to do Saturday. I got to spend some time with the family and things. I got some other work I got to get done, but it's going to be fun to come home. I might have to just turn my phone off because I don't want to see no alerts. I don't want to see nothing going on. I just want to come home and watch pure, unadulterated football game after game. This will be the first week where I'm going to watch every single game from beginning to end. Now, I'm not going to be TiVoing this shit and recording this shit. I go watch that shit right on YouTube and watch the uncut version, watch the edited version. No commercials, no referees, all that bullshit. Watching that shit straight through 20 minutes each game. I love how they do that shit on YouTube. They just cut that shit down from 2-3 hours to 20-something minutes. You just seeing play after play after play. No commercials, no breaks, no timeouts, no referees, none of that shit. No sorry ass running plays for 1 yard and half a yard. Just all the best plays you want to see. 20 minutes watching the whole game. That shit is going to be awesome. Get your popcorn ready. Get your wings ready. Get your beer ready. I'm excited. This is Saturday, not Sunday. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be better than watching any college football you've ever seen. It's all NFL games on a Saturday. I'm loving that shit. So enjoy, everybody. And once again, like I said, Happy New Year. And I'm going to win this week again. I'm going to come back with the money again and do it back-to-back weeks. Until next week, I'll holler at y'all. 100.